Hello guys, and good afternoon, and welcome back to my vlog. Oh, excuse me. I'm literally just coming out of the garage after grabbing a coffee because today I have just dropped Carl down to the dentist. He's getting root canal on a molar on his back tooth. So he was a bit stressed this morning, needless to say, so I had to go to the garage, grab a coffee. My eye, just to update you all, apparently those little white lump that came up there, the doctor had a good look at it. She said it's absolutely harmless. What happens is when your cells are regenerating, sometimes it can go into a little ball underneath the skin. It's not a pimple, not anything, it's just like a white lump underneath the skin, totally harmless. So basically, but she did say, because I keep poking at it, she said it's got a little bit inflamed. So she actually gave me a plaster to put on it, and it's like an anti-inflammatory in the plaster. So that's literally what she did. She said it's fine. She says if it does get any redder or my eye gets sore or anything, to come back to her. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's the eye. So I'm going back to Balbriggan now because I have to. Carl's in getting his molar done, so I'm going back. They said it'll take about an hour and a half, so I am a good bit early. I'm about 40 minutes early, but the child was so nervous this morning I dropped him off early, but I had to leave. But I don't know if he was seen yet or not. But if we are there early, I think I am going to go into Vincent de Paul and have a look around the charity shop there. I brought nothing. I was so daft. I brought nothing with me. You know when I had to drop him off, I had to fly back to Drogheda. So I'm heading up. I never even grabbed a magazine to read while I'm sitting in the car, because obviously you're not allowed in to the dentist now because of the surge in COVID. So he had to go in by himself, which obviously is fine. He's done it a few times, like. So yeah, so I'll see if I go into St. Vincent de Paul. Alright guys, so it's 12:15. Carl's still not 8, but I am sitting outside the dentist. So I flew into, sorry, I just want to close that window because it's quite noisy, because it's the main road. So I flew into St. Vincent de Paul. Now I do find St. Vincent de Paul can be, as charity shops go, they tend to be the dearer end of the charity shops. So one of the things I wanted to do this year is I wanted to read a book a month. Just for myself. I had got out of the habit of reading. I went through a phase where I got about 10 books, started a chapter in each and could not get into them. No matter what I did, couldn't get into them. And then towards the end of January, I managed to get in and I read a Dean Coots book, Velocity, and I just finished that. I have gone totally off your love romance type happy ever ending stories. Just at the moment, I mean, I'll probably get back to them, but I'm on thrillers at the moment. So I got 3 books when I went into St. Vincent de Paul. It was absolutely chockers. Very hard to see the books because the amount of people standing looking at handbags. And for once in my life, I wasn't looking at a handbag. So yeah. So I'll tell you the ones I got. I got this one, which is by Sam Blake, and it is Remember My Name, and it was $2.50, but I got it for free because it was buy 3 books and get 3 books and you get the cheapest one free, which I did not. Sorry, I'm pulling off a sticker here which is leaving a lot of residue, but I wanted to be able to read the description for you. So this book was only $2.50 and it's a #1 best-selling author. Never heard of him. Assuming it's a him. Could be a her, Sam. Anyway, a wife, a mistress, a daughter, and a threat you won't forget. Modern thriller writing at its very best. When she catches her husband playing away from home, she hires security experts to get the evidence she needs for a speedy and financially rewarding divorce. But what the detective uncovers goes beyond simple infidelity, because Lawrence Howard is also in bed with some very dangerous people. Bribery, blackmail are the least of his worries, and someone comes after the women in his life, someone who is out to destroy Lawrence and his empire, whatever the cost. As his wife and her teenage daughter could soon be collateral damage if she and Bromley don't act fast. Praise for Sam Blake, twisted, unpredictable and compelling by Liz Nugent, laced with creepy menace and dark characters that will live in your mind. Yeah, so it sounded good. Do you know what I like about it? The writing in it is quite big. So that's a real go to bed, you can read that in bed. So that's one of the books I got. This was the dearest book I got. It was €5. It's by Fiona Barton, best-selling author of The Widow. Never heard of it. A clever, twisting whodunit that delivers an emotional punch. What if it was someone you knew, the suspect? When two teenage 18-year-old girls go missing on their gap year in Thailand, their families are thrust into the international spotlight, desperate, bereft and frantic with worry. And as the case of the missing girls unfolds, it becomes clear that even this, far away, danger can lie closer at home than you might think. My hair's sticking out. So I thought that sounded good. That was only a £5, but it was, the spine of this book has never been broken. So I don't think there's a cover. I hate these. You know, these, I usually end up taking them off and throwing them away. And then my final book is a John Grisham. I like John Grisham. Oh, that's my receipt. Self-made billionaire, one of the richest men in the United States. He's also an erratic, reclusive, confined to a wheelchair and looking for a way to die. His heirs, to no one's surprise, especially Troy's, circle like vultures. Kate O'Reilly is a high-octane Washington liquidator who lives too hard, too fast, for too long. Oh, Nate. Sorry, it's Nate. His second marriage is a shambles. He is emerging from his fourth stay in rehab, armed with little more than a fragile sobriety, good intentions and a resilient sense of humour. Returning to the real world is always difficult, but this time it's going to be murder. Rachel Lane is a young woman who chose to give her life to God, who walked away from the modern world with all its strivings and trappings and encumbrances, and went to live and work with a primal tribe of Indians in the deepest jungles of Brazil. In a story that mixes legal suspense with remarkable adventure, their lives are forever altered by the startling secret in the Testament. So that's this book. John Grisham. Never read it, I don't think. So it's one of those you have on your shelf, isn't it? And you sort of get around to reading. But I do like his writing. Him and, as I said, Dean Coots. Stephen King I can take and leave. I prefer his movies than reading his books. But Dean Coots I would put up with Stephen King. Same sort of. And then we've John Grisham, Fiona Barton and Sam Blake. So I will read maybe, oh no, I'm not. I started a book last night. I was going to say I'll start one of these. Started a book last night. It was good. Sorry, I'm just watching to see if Carl comes in. Alright guys, so it is later on in the day. Carl got his root canal done in his molar, but she thinks it was actually in between molars. So she said she had to go fairly deep. So she recommended he take the Duo, the paracetamol and the ibuprofen mix. The one tablet, whatever they're called, Duo I think they're called. Sorry, I am freezing cold. So I gave him, she said to take 2 before the anaesthetic wore off. So I gave him the 2 of them, and God love him, he went up to bed and he slept for about 2 hours, if not a bit more, 3 hours maybe. So he's just waking up there and he said he's feeling fine, he's grand. So I said to him, do you know what, I'm going to actually run it because I don't think I might have 1 tablet left. And I said, it's true as God, because I've only one tablet left, you'll be in pain tonight and we'll need more. So I said, I'm going to run over to the chemist and I will grab up a box, because if I have a box you won't need it. If I don't have a box, it's true as the day is long, you'll need it. So that is what I'm going to do. That's where I'm on my way to now. But yeah, so I'm cold. I'm actually freezing cold. My hands are nearly numb with the cold. It's not that cold out. It's 8 degrees. There is a wind and it's very, very chilly. But I am just cold today, and I don't know if I'm beginning to come down with something because I can feel it in my nose. I did take a vitamin C this morning when I got up. I was just feeling crap. My eye, I went to the doctor, who, when I went over to make the appointment, it's the weirdest thing. When I went over to make an appointment, the woman just got off the phone with a cancellation, and she said, as soon as you're here, do you want to go in? It's like one of those things, you know, when you go in and you say, I want to book in for my flu jab, and they go, we have a cancellation, go now, you haven't got time to think about it. So anyway, I went into her. She had a good look with the eye magnifier thing she puts on. She also checked out, I had 2 moles on my back and 1 behind my knee that I get checked out every year anyway, just to keep an eye on them. I didn't see any change in them, but she said, well, while you're here. So I had her poke at that as well. So she looks them all, they're all fine. You can all rest assured it is okay. I've had it looked at by the doctor. She said it's fine. It's actually not as sore today, funny enough, but I'm not. It just sounds terrible, but I was nearly catching it and rolling it between my fingers, because it was hard. It was like a little pea. That's a little, no, much smaller, much smaller. But that's what it felt like, you know, if you handed a pea somewhere. Pea, as in a garden pea, you know what I mean. Anyway, so that's what they're, so got that words. So that is what I went and did today as well. I am so cold, so cold. Alright guys, another day, another car adventure. I'm actually heading out. I forgot to get eggs, so I'm going to go out and get eggs, and Hayley is coming down, and I need to get sanitary towels as well, just to have in the house. 2 things I forgot in the shop, so we're heading out today to get them. Oh, lads, it's been a long week. I keep going over the landlord putting up the rent, and I really don't want to pay it. As in, the house is not worth the money. I know that's for the whole of Ireland at the moment, the house is not worth the money, but I'm really struggling to find somewhere that will take a dog. So I'm a bit stressed, I'm a bit all over the place. I actually feel like I could scream. I doesn't even go to sitting down and crying. I'm just so beyond that at the moment. I'm just stressed. I have come up with sort of 2 options, 3 really, but again, it's trying to make a decision. Oh, it's a fucking pain in the arse, but it's all consuming. Like it's do you know what I mean? It's all consuming. It's not as if like your brain just switches off. It's just like constantly in the back of my mind. An awful lot of places that I can find to rent outside of Dublin will not take pets. I have a pet. I've actually got a grumpy old man. Not even a pet. I could probably dress him up and he'd just get away as being a grumpy old man in a corner. But one of the options I have is I can put my stuff, because most of the house is all my furniture, because we brought an awful lot of it back with us from Spain. So we had in Spain they rent minimal furnishings, so you tend to buy an awful lot of furnishings. Like the beds are all mine, the table is all mine, like it's big bits of furniture. The sofas and stuff aren't, but I don't have any wardrobes. It's just, yeah, an awful lot of the stuff is mine that just needs moving. So I'm thinking I could, option 1, I could put them all into storage and go stay with my mum till I figure out what I want to do, where I want to go. I would like to stay nearer a city, but obviously then I'm running into all problems of pets and renting. So I have that going on. I have, what's my other option, is to suck it up for a couple of months in where I am, to sort of September, when Carla's heading off to college, everybody's gone, and then there's only me and the dog. I have to try and relocate. I could do that. That's really it. They're my options. Suck it up or go live with my mum or try and find somewhere. The kids, in fairness, I mean, at the moment we're in a 4-bedroom house. Everybody has their own room and everybody has their own space, and they come home and they have their own space. But I said to the kids, look, that's not going to happen. If we find somewhere else, someone's going to end up sharing with somebody. Poor Hayley, God love her. She was only saying this last night. She was saying she always had to, because Carl and Kerry didn't get on when they were young. They just didn't. They clashed constantly. They're very alike and they clash. So poor Hayley was either sharing with Carl or sharing with Kerry. She never really got a room. That's why in this house she's a room on her own, and she really appreciates it because she never had it before, which is quite funny. But yeah, so they're my options. That's what's rattling around my brain at the moment. Trying to figure out what the hell to do. At least, I mean, I am very aware that I am lucky. I have options. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't rent at the increased rate long term at all. Like, there's no way. There is no way. But, and I hate saying this, but there's other stuff going on that will affect all this. But how long it'll all take to come together, how long it'll all take to sort out, I have no clue. So, I can't even rely on that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm a bit all over the camp. All over the camp. So, anyway, we don't have to make a decision yet. Next 2 weeks we have to make a decision. The landlord has given me another 2 weeks and said to me, come back to me in 2 weeks and let me know if it's something you're willing to do. Obviously, continue. Now, I don't know how open he'd be if I said to him, look, can I do, but only till the mid-September. He might turn around and go, no. If you're going to go now. So I don't know. Anyway, we're off to get eggs and sanitary towels. What else have I to get? Oh, I need to get another orange juice. Carl last night when I did the Aldi shop, he said to me, he says, oh, you got that lovely orange juice. And I was like, yeah, you and Hayley like orange juice. I know she's coming down for her driving lesson. And he says to me, yeah, okay, I'm going to have a glass of it now. I went out about a half an hour later and the whole thing was gone. He said, it's just delish. So I said, okay, I will get some more orange juice. I might get some apple juice as well. So this is the day after the shop. Oh, I give up. Oh, Lord. The only thing is, as much as I'm stressed, I am very much a person who believes what'll be will be. What's meant, what's meant for you won't pass you. So if I'm meant to stay in that house, that's the option I'll end up with. If I'm not meant to stay in that house, that's the option I'll end up with. It's just, I'm stressing about it, which I really shouldn't be. Right, I'm pulling out into a junction. I will talk to you in a bit. Alright guys, so just back from Tesco's. Carl ran off with his pyjama bottoms. He didn't want you seeing what he looked like in a pair of pyjama bottoms, apparently. You mightn't be able to control yourselves. So, this is what we're left with. So, I got 6 eggs, which I forgot to get in the shop yesterday. And they were I just have the receipt here, 160. And there are 6 large eggs. Grand looking eggs. I got this, which is Tesco's own brand of the water filter. So it's the water filter. Okay, it doesn't have the fancy lines here telling you when your filter needs changing, but they reckon once every month. So that was only €9. So I got myself one of them. Cut down on the need to buy water. We've used our refillable water bottles. I got 2 deodorants. Now these are the tall ones. These are the 250ml. Because Hayley's coming up and poor old Carl, she's always nicking his deodorant. So I got him a new deodorant and then one for downstairs. And they were €2 off. Trying to see how much they were. Deodorants, they were $3.50 each. So then to go with the water filter, I got these 3 oval water filters replacements. They were €11. So I got that'll keep us going for what, 4 months now in total, including the one that's in it. And then, as you know, Carl drank all the orange juice. So I went out and got an orange juice and an apple juice, and they were 2 for €7. And they are the big, what's that, the 1.35 litres. It's 1.35 litres. Yeah, 1.35 litres. So that should keep them going for a while. So that is my mini Tesco haul. I actually forgot, guys, I picked myself up a pair of pyjamas as well. Now they are long bottoms, not a great lover of long bottoms, but they're so light. They are they're just so light and so soft. But these were originally €29. Then they were reduced down to 14.17, and I picked them up for €10.40. They're lovely. They're like a bat wing nearly. But they're light. They're nice. It's a little love, look. The little fella. Love my bed. That's me. So, me to you. I think I used to collect. They used to have like cards, me to you cards. And I used to collect them at one point in my past. But yeah, so there they are. It comes with a nice little tie string at the end. And the trousers are cuffed. So yeah, so for a tenner, seriously, could you leave them behind? And they're a lovely pink. So yeah, happy days. All right, guys. So I am off to Dublin Airport to collect Hayley from the bus coming down from Letterkenny. Sorry, I'm reversing my drive. And it's about a 4-hour drive. 4-hour bus ride for her. So she'll be starving when she gets here. So what I did was I had to run up to the credit union today just to sort out some stuff. And I decided I'd run into Marks and Spencer's. So I got a couple of little things in Marks and Spencer's, nothing major. I think it came to like €15. As I said, nothing major. But they had their Valentine's dinners reduced. So I got one of them. I'll show you anyway the haul. I just have to, obviously, Lizzie came in, dropped the stuff and went. And yeah, so that's what I did. I actually was surprised that their Valentine's stuff was reduced. It's just after Valentine's Day, isn't it? 3 days after. So anyway, now I won't complain. I love Marks and Spencer food. It's just too dear to shopping. But I'll show you what I got. Right, guys, so this is what I picked up in Marks and Spencer's. I very seldom shop in Marks and Spencer's. The only reason I went in was I had to go to the credit union, going out to collect Hayley, but I just thought I'd give you a quick look at what I got. So first of all, I got this pecan flavoured porridge. I just thought, I love pecan pie, I love pecan, any flavour of pecan I like. So I picked that up. I also picked this up for Mr. Carlos. Now he's eaten 2 of them. He's left 2 for Hayley, and I haven't even collected the child yet. So these are extremely chocolatey 4 chocolate pancakes. So they actually look lovely. Let's see if it can focus on them. So you can see they're double layered pancakes. Only 2 in there, but they're double layered there. And he said it's like chocolate chip in the middle. So there you go. I got myself, of course, 4 luxury. Now luxury, I may add. They were the same price as the normal ones. So I don't know what's luxurious about them. But hot cross buns. So I'm happy. I love hot cross buns. So then I got these. I picked these up. These were obviously the Valentine's Day things, but they were reduced down to $1.32. I mean, seriously, could you leave them? So they are scallops, and this is from their starter size. So it's expertly sourced scallops in an indulgent creamy sauce with a butterly mashed potatoes, hand garnished with cheddar cheese crumbs. So I thought myself and Hayley could have them. Carl doesn't particularly like scallops, but I thought myself and Hayley could have them this evening. And then I bought this, the butter squash risotto with a vibrant sage pasta. It's veggie, and that was reduced down to $2.38. I mean, seriously, you couldn't leave them. Do you know, I'm just wondering. Not that I'll be freezing it, we'll be eating it tonight, but I'm wondering. Not suitable for freezing, okay. But that's okay, but it heats in the microwave. So yeah, so I picked that up. So that is our dinner tonight, sorted. So, right, have to go collect the child. Right, I am going to head up this road to the airport because I collect her off the airport. At the airport, not off the airport. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. I went to get my hair cut and the hairdresser said to me no, she wasn't going to cut my hair. Because obviously she was like, you know, it's a big change for you. You want to cut a lot shorter, lots of layers. And I was like, yeah, just want something different, fed up. And she said, okay. She said, on that grounds, I'm not going to cut your hair. I was like, oh, okay. And she said, because at the moment you're stressed and you just want to change something. She said, when it gets sorted, come back and we'll cut your hair. She says, when you're not stressed. Because she said, there's nothing worse than being stressed, wanting a total change, going for a total change, and then regretting it when everything calms down. I was like, okay, appreciate that. Now, it was more of I was making an appointment. She asked me what I wanted done. So I'm actually booked in next week for a wash and blow dry instead. See you for any more calm down. Sorry, I've been eating popcorn. So yeah, so right, let me go collect this child. She's her driving lesson in the morning at 8:15. Awful early for a driving lesson. But yeah. And it's Carl's birthday next week. So she'll be back up again next week again. But it'll be Carl's birthday they're all coming up for. So happy out. Oh Jesus, his late bright. Right, I am going to go. Right guys, I'm going to leave the vlog there for this week. Hayley's down, she's gone up to her room. She's gone up to change actually into her pyjamas and comfy clothes, and then we're going to have dinner. So she's down, she's got her driving lesson in the morning, 8:15. And next week, next week she is back down again. She's going back up on Sunday. Her friend's catching her in Strabane. And then next week, next Thursday, she's coming back down, and Kerry's coming up because on Saturday morning is Carl's birthday. So everybody be home next week, which I'm really excited for. Right, I will talk to you in my next one, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.